Welcome to Notary Public Underwriters All Things Notary channel. In this episode, we're going to answer the question, can I notarize if a person does not have an ID? Many assume an identification credential is always necessary to identify a person requesting a notarial act. But under the right circumstances, a notary can identify a person by personal knowledge of that individual's identity. Presently, California is the only state that does not allow its notaries public to rely solely on personal knowledge to identify a principal signer requesting a notarial act. The legal definitions of personal knowledge and personally known are similar concepts that differ in state laws. The intended effect is still the same. A notary's personal knowledge of a present individual's identity is sufficient and acceptable for the purposes of performing a notarial act for that individual. Individuals who are typically personally known to a notary include family, friends, and persons known through ongoing personal, employment, or business dealings. These dealings must give the notary reasonable certainty that the individual has the identity claimed. Notaries must use good judgment and common sense when deciding whether they personally know someone with no identification who requests a notarial act. Personal knowledge depends on a notary's careful assessment of all relevant factors. Have my dealings with this person made me reasonably certain that they are who they claim to be? Have those dealings occurred over a period of time that causes me to believe the person has the identity claimed? Notaries must avoid personal knowledge pitfalls, such as assuming that a coworker's nickname reflects their given name. It might not. Another pitfall is believing you personally know someone when you really don't, especially when you have no idea of the person's full name or given name. Unless you've had dealings with a person that make you reasonably certain that they are who they claim to be, always insist on seeing documentary identification where allowed, or identify the present individual by means of a credible witness. Prioritize performing expert notarizations and safeguarding the interests of parties affected by your notarial acts. Do this by refusing to proceed when you feel the requirements of notarization are not being met. Never perform a notarization when you don't believe that you have the information you need to properly identify the individual appearing before you for the notarial act. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more notary content. And visit our website for online notary education courses, bonds, insurance, and supplies.